Hello and welcome. Rajesh here again. So in this part we are going to continue with the API integration with Getx. So usually what I have done, initial series I have created basic counter, then there's a concept of theme changing. So those videos I have already created. So if you are new or you are viewing this session first time, go check out those video, so that will be very easy. But if you are just looking for API integration with Getx or a basic API call, so then you stick with this video. This is not going to be very lengthy video, but you will get to know how to integrate the API, and it's very easy. So what we have done so far, we have done like basic counter application. If you increase the count and if you switch to the theme, then these were the basic things we have done. But now it's time to start with the API call, get the REST data, the REST API data. So that's what we are going to do. So meanwhile, what I need, the existing this count and navigating to the next page, I'll just remove those. So I'll remove this center thing. In card I need a column view so that I can stack my children's. So the children's will be like, one will be the image. I required image of from network, and let's do this. And then I need text box which will contain the data. It will be the dummy. So let's quickly open a website so that we can get the data. Okay, so it will provide me JSON. So if you see, I'm looking for WP JSON, WP post version, and these are the data which is coming from the web API. So what I need some data. So as of now, let's quickly copy paste this thing. We will make this data from API, and the image which we are expecting here, let's use this image. Okay, so this is the just UI part, and we will get data from required network. So this is nothing about we are just building UI so that we can integrate our API. So let me do it faster way. So what I'll do, I'll wrap this widget with a quickly list view, so that this item has to be shown multiple times. So what I can do, because the posts are going to be multiple, so I'll create here, I'll wrap this thing into this list view. So I'll use over here list view builder. What list view builder will give you, list view builder will provide you the number of item you have, okay, and then builder which is going to be your UI, the way you would like to present. Okay, so I'm going to use this list view builder. So list view builder I'm using. So what I need to do, I need this context and this index. So I need build context here. What I can do over here, build context, and here I will return UI part I am having, return this card view. So let's wrap this part into this card view. So let me just quickly put semicolon over there. So now let me explain it, what I'm trying to do over here. I have created here list view builder, okay, and now I have created the index so that number of item is going to be there, and I'm wrapping this card view which I have just created. Okay, in this card view, let's give a little bit padding. Okay, when I refresh this page, so this page is not able to showcase anything. The reason because currently whatever list view I am having, that list view required a future, and future required FutureBuilder, which is required a data. Okay, so what I can do, I can create quickly wrap this list view with the FutureBuilder. So what I'll do over here, let me just quickly do that. I'll create here one, FutureBuilder. Okay, and this FutureBuilder, I'll go with a context. It may require return statement, and let's wrap this list builder into this FutureBuilder, because the data going to come from the API. So I'm not sure when it is going to come, so that's why we are wrapping this thing into this FutureBuilder. And we can also apply if condition of it, if snapshot has data, likewise if snapshot has data, then the condition, I mean the list view has to be shown. Otherwise what we can do, let's put into actually this list view where it is getting closed. Okay, a bracket, so that we can write else case, else. Okay, so else will return. So here I am going to return circular progress indicator. Okay, so if there is no data, so what will happen? If snapshot has no record, what will happen? This progress indicator will start loading. So let's quickly save this. I think this error has to go away, and then you can see the circular progress indicator has started. So what I'll do, I'll wrap this entire thing, I mean not only this column builder, and let them make align properly, and wrap this thing into this circle, I mean center visit. Yes, it is in center. Now what we have to do, we have to do some other part of getting the actual record, because as of now this record is there but it is not getting some data. So what I have to do, first of all, let's do something. As I said, let's create some model, and that model will control, manage our data, hold our data. So let's visit the website. Okay, so this is the API response. Let's view the source. This is the actual source. What I'll do, I'll select all and copy them, and I have a website which is quickly parse this whatever JSON you have, and it may create easily a data. So first of all, if you have existing, then it will show us there. If you have nothing, so let's suppose first time you are doing, so there will be no record. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to provide the name of your model, what you are going to use. So currently I'm going to use the name of this blog post, and it will be JSON. I'm just pasting over here the JSON, and now I have already selected this language over here. So you can see it's showing it's Dart, and it's created for me. What it has done, it created models for me and provided the basic information, and whatever data I have passed over here, that is going to create model based on that. So I highly recommend you go for this app.quicktype.io. Now what we can do now, we can copy this code and paste in our model. So let's do that. Let's create a file saying that post and blog post, actually blog post dot dart, and let's paste over here. So if you see, I have pasted this entire line of code over here. What I really needed over here, so blog post from JSON, this method I need to call while getting the response. So this is the main requirement, and this is the data, and basically constructor basic class is there, so it's model. Okay, so just save this file and close it. We do not need anything else from there, and let's close this website as well here. So this is the record we are going to present in our UI. So our model is created. What else we need to do? We have to this get, if builder has this item builder, I mean item builder in the sense like it is going to create a UI for you. But if you have FutureBuilder, so FutureBuilder required UI, okay, so that you can connect with that. So what I have to do in the basic logic way, I used to do this way initially. So what we can do, we can wrap this FutureBuilder into this a list, because it is going to provide a list, and as well as in the list it is going to connect which blog post. So let's import that, and you can see I have imported this blog post model. Okay, now if I save, nothing will happen, because it's saying something. Hot delete was rejected, error kernel. Okay, so let's restart. There has to be some error actually, but it is not giving me any error. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now let's go to this builder, and now we have to showcase the number of item which we have. So if I say item count, and currently we don't have any item, so let's say think about like our snapshot has record. So snapshot dot data dot length. So if you say this snapshot got the length, and if you are not going to provide this model name, let's suppose if I remove this model name, so I'll be not getting instance usually for the length. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. So be careful and do provide your basic name of the model. Okay, this is the one way to do this. Next thing what we have to do, we have to get our data. So once we receive the data, then what we have to do, we have to bind them. But as of now we are not receiving any record, even dummy is not going to showcase. So what's we have to do, we have to quickly create our logic to do that. Just a second. What I'll do, I'll create a folder over here so that our API structure should be in a specific folder. So I'll create a services. In this services, I'll create a file. Let's call this name API. Let's call this API manager start, and let's create a class file, API manager. And in this class, what I need to do, first of all, let's create our base URL. So I'll create a string which hold a base URL, because we might need in future that base URL. So the website currently we are using is this website. So what I'll do, I'll copy this base URL and I'll paste over here. So this is the base URL. Okay, once the base URL is there, now what we will do, we will create a function. So let's say function name is get blog post. Okay, so get blog post, what it is going to be returning, let's suppose if it is returning void. Okay, and this blog post has to be in, you know, synchronous. So what I'll do, I'll create is a sync, and it can't be a sync like this way. I mean, we are doing it in the wrong place. Let's do a sync, and we can't do this part because we need to await with something. So what I can do, let's use this. Let's create a string again, the URL rest part of it, like WP JSON post. Let's copy this and say URL and equals to base URL plus, you know, this URL, the post URL. Okay, now we got the URL. Now there is a next part. What we have to do, we have to define, you know, HTTP, so that HTTP will get the access of calling the API or REST API. So what I can do, HTTP. So currently if you see, the HTTP is not accessible. So what I have to do, I have to go to pub.spec ml file, and here I have to specify HTTP as a what you can say, as a dependency. So I have imported this HTTP, and this extension, the VS Code will get this extension. Once the extension is there, then what you have to do, you have to import that extension. Import HTTP. Okay, package HTTP dot as HTTP. Now what I can do, I can use this async method. I can call a response. So let's create a variable final response, not HTTP response, and let's hold this value, whatever value we get from HTTP. So HTTP dot get, let's do HTTP dot get, and here we will pass the URL. Once we pass the URL, then we are getting our response into this variable response. And what we can do, we can do a logic of you know, putting our data into this R model. So what we can do, we can do basic label of list, and we can say JSON response, whatever we are getting from this JSON response. Let's do it JSON dot decode, and our source, which is our source is which response, so we can do response dot body. Whatever we are getting into that API response, okay, then we are doing response dot body. So once we got the list of JSON response, what we have to do, we have to iterate through and put it our model. So our model name, as you remember, is model name is blog post dot dart. So what we can do, we can simply return JSON response, the above one, and map through. Let's do a map, okay, and here we have our E, which is new, instance of it, number of time it is going to iterate, the, or you can easily say item, item only. And here in this, what I'll do, I'll create a new, every time new blog post, and the blog post, not class actually, sorry, blog post from JSON. And here I will pass our this item, the number of item we are getting, and every time whatever we get, so convert into to list, to, not this one, to list. Okay, why we are getting error over here? Of course, it's saying list item cannot be returned a void type. Basically it's a very common way to handle this. So what we can do, let's create the response is coming as a future, so let's return a future first of all, and then the future whatever we have, it's a list type, so let's make it list. And then the list is also has a type, and the type is blog post. Okay, so now what we have done here, let's quickly recap. We have created a base URL, and then we have created another URL which is going to be append into this base URL, and then we created a HTTP get URL request. Once the response is there, then what we have done, we have decoded the body part, and once the body response is there, then we have mapped through each every item and created a new created a map with the our model, and which is the blog post. So whatever item we are getting, we are mapping through this. So this is the simplest part, we have done. And if you get blog post, if you call somewhere else, from the UI part, so what you will get, you will simply get the response. So if I help you into do that, so let's go here and let's create a method get void get, simply we are looking for it, so we can, or we can say fetch blog post and make it async. Okay, this way, and let's hold this value, whatever we are getting, that value will hold in somewhere. So we, for holding that, what we can do, we can create a var post, and that post going to await till the API manager dot get the method which we have created, what was the method name? API manager. Okay, get blog post. Okay, let's quickly recap what we have updated over here. I have created future list and get blog post, and this blog post will the number of posts it will have, that will return. And now what here we are doing, we are just we are just creating instance of that, we are accessing that. Okay, once we got the post, let's just check the post if it is exist. If post, okay, not equals to null, so that what we can do, we can initialize that post, okay, to a blog post and variable, and that is not created yet, and that I will do. I'll assign here the post which we have got from the API, but let's create this declaration over here, blog post, and let's make it the instance of our thing which we have defined the model. So the model we have defined is blog post, and let's make it observable. So let's do this obvious, but this is going to return this is going to return a list. So what I'll do, I'll wrap this every blog post part as a list. So I'll say it's a list, okay, and this is observable. So what I can do, I can do this value, okay, whatever post I'm getting, that I will store over here. So let me just correct this. Instead of future, let's okay. So I have updated my code, and if you see, I'll go to this. I have already created home controller. The controller is there, and here's the thing which we need to access. So here we can provide controller remove. Why it is not giving me an option? Let's see list view where it is getting closed. If list view, this is the list view, and this is the future. Let's remove the future, and instead of the snapshot, what I'll do, I'll use this controller dot blog post dot length, the number of record I am having. So I have updated, and let's restart this code. There is some error where it is, yeah, what it's expecting. Okay, it's expecting the bracket. No, yeah. So I have restarted. Let me do it again. So what it's saying, the thing you have used, but list view has size, or it is not able to showcase as of now. So what could be the reason? As of now we are not able to see the data. What we can do, we can go to this controller, and let's create one function on init. In this on init, what we will do, we will call this fetch blog post. So once it is initialized, then we will call this API. Let's save this. So I have given a refreshed, let's refresh again. It is saying it's a type of future list blog post. And where is this error is coming from? Okay, so if it is dynamic, so what we can do, we can wrap this part in, as a observable. So what I can do here, what I'll do, I'll create obx, and that obx, I'll create a anonymous function, and that will contain our list view. And let's remove this and put inside it. Okay, where I have used list blog post. This is related to this UI. Yes, there was an issue with UI. Okay, so now we are getting record. What we have to do now, we have to get the instance of controller and get the record of it. So what we can do here, let's identify the result set. So if I say print, okay, and this, let's say controller dot blog post, and the index which we are having, and according to the UI, let's say what we can say, title dot rendered. So let's see what is title of it. So then we can show the title and then text of it. Okay, so there are few thing I'm getting. Think fast, what we are best skill. So we are getting the data. So what I'll do, I'll create a variable, so where I'll say single post equals to controller dot blog post and the index. So what it will do, it will create an instance of it, and once the data is there, then what we can do, we can use it, the places where we needed. So let's do this quickly. Instance single post dot, and let's see the UI, what we are looking at. Featured image src, featured image src, is it? Yes, featured image src. Let's see the UI. Yeah, so you can see the UI part is getting updated. Now it's time to provide some title. So what here we can do, we can use single post dot title dot rendered. You have to look into this, if you see the title, and then it is available in the render section. So what you have to do, you have to use a proper way, like binding with the data. Title is also there. So what I have to do, I will wrap this thing, let's wrap this entire thing you know, one container, or this container will have padding const all 10, and next thing what I have to do, let's increase this text size of it. So style, text style, font size, I'll set font size is 30, maybe that will be very big. 20, yeah, that's enough. So in the container we are wrapped with this thing. What I'll do, I'll create one more text widget. So text, in this what I would like to showcase over here, the single post dot description, not description, actually there is something else, content dot render. So what I'll do, the post dot content dot rendered, and let's see how it shows. Okay, so the problem over here is the entire data which is coming, it is in, you know, HTML format, because we are getting from WordPress. So what we can do, we can use a website called Get. So this HTML data is coming. So what we can do, we can use a package called Flutter underscore HTML. So we'll take the latest version, so save as it is. So it will get that flutter underscore HTML. So once that is there, so what you can do, you can import that package. So what I'll do, I'll import. So we have to use this Flutter HTML, Flutter HTML, Flutter HTML dot Flutter HTML. Yes, so this is the package. Currently we are not using, that's why it's showing this way. What we have to do here, instead of text, what we can do, HTML, you can see we have to pass this single post. So single post dot content dot rendered, and instead of this text we have passed this HTML. So what it has to be there, the correct data, okay, the passed value of HTML. You can see it is correctly showing, and you know, it is also having this extra URL. If you want hide it, or if you want remove it from so there is a many thing you can customize on this. So if you want block the list of element, so let's suppose I would like to block a tag. So what I have done here, so I have blocked this is the a link. So once if I save this, so it will remove from the DOM, or I mean remove from this UI part. Okay, this is very cool, and if you want keep as it is, so you can keep it, and there are other functionality you can use those functionality by you have other options like custom image you would like to render, or you have navigation, if you want click on the link or something, so then you can customize further. So this is on the go. So if you see, this is the one of the simplest one, and if I switch to the dark mode, you can see it is also working. So yeah, so this is how very much what we have covered over here. So let me quickly recap what we have done. So first of all, I have created a service manager. I have created API manager class, and in this I have created one get blog post. Simply I have decided to go for this URL, and then I have appended this URL. Next, awaited. Once URL data or response is available, then what I have done, I have decoded, because it's in JSON, so I have decoded the body part. Once the body part is decoded and the entire data is in list. How do I know it is in list? Because I have visited, I have seen it's array, so entire array I have stored in response JSON. Now what I am doing, again I am just iterating in the sense I am mapping through each and every single item and using this model. So let's understand the model, what we have done. So how do I get this model? So what I have done, I have copied the entire JSON. Okay, so I have passed view source, or if you not install this plugin, so by default you will see this way. So I have copied this, and then I visited a website called get quick type, and I have post over here my JSON, and then I got this nice looking model created for me. So I just grab this copy of record, and then I move to my model and just paste it over there. That's it, nothing I've done special, nothing. Now the next funny part or very important thing, we have Getx controller over here. We are using Getx controller. So what I have decided, I have created a variable blog post and assigned to the list type, because our data, our number of records are there. So what I have created, I have created observation for this to observe this thing, and on init I called this fetch blog post. Whenever this is going to initialize, I mean this controller, so on init I am fetching this blog post, and once I go there, this is the API call. So async API call is get blog post once data is ready, and if it is not null, so then I am assigned to this one. Now the next part, it is observing whatever record I am having. If any changes happen, then it will give me to latest record. Now if we see the UI part, what I am doing here, I have created a one column, and if you see this children, and have wrapped this expanded view, list view, and this list view builder, what it is going to take, item count, how many number of record I am having, and the controller, which I have earlier declared in the, if you remember the example of our light theme or dark theme, as well as our counter application. So you may get this point. So we have get already initialized this controller, home controller. Then what we are doing over here, we are just doing the list view, and once I got the number of blog post, if it is greater than 1, so of course it will go to down, and I have get this blog post by index. I have stored every single index, and what I have done in this card view, I have created an image and provided this single post dot featured image src, and then single post dot title dot render. The same goes to this content as well, which is you can see here, but only the content was in HTML format. If you see, if I'll explain you here, if you see the content of it is in HTML format. So what we can do, the HTML format, we can use this HTML support package, which I'm using from Flutter _HTML. So I'll link in the description so that you can go through it, and I have used these three dependencies to get up and running. So that's it. I think our application is running. Next, what I'll do, I'll create another video where we will share this data to the next page. Currently it is showing short, I mean if I'll do some quick modification over here, so that we will show the only short information over here. Once someone click on that, or maybe we will show this information in grid view. Only title will be there and to record at a single time, so that once you tap on it, then it will take you to the about page, because you remember we have already about page which shows only count as of now. But if you want, I can explore this further. So let me know guys in comment section what we have to do in the next, and what things you are looking into this. So hope you understand all of this, and if you have anything or any suggestion, please let me know in comment section, then I will improve. I will create video for that, or let me know the topic which you are looking for. So hope you enjoy and like the video, subscribe, so that you will give me the motivation or inspiration me to do more video and all great topics which you recommend. So thank you so much for your time. Have a nice day.